The courtroom buzzed with low murmurs as the public school board hearing prepared to start. Suits filled the benches, parents straightened their ties, and in walked Marcus Washington, a 17-year-old black student in his sharp Navy school uniform, blazer crisp, tie perfect. But his presence still drew looks. Whispers curled through the air. Judge Harold Monroe, a white man in his late 60s, tapped the gavel lightly. His eyes locked onto Marcus, the only student in the room. "You must have taken a wrong turn, young man," the judge said loudly, lips curling. "This isn't career day." Laughter rippled through the benches. Some smirked. A few parents looked away, uncomfortable but silent. Marcus didn't flinch. He calmly pulled out his phone, dialed. "Hey, Mom, yeah, I'm at the courthouse. It started already." The chuckles died down as Marcus ended the call and slipped the phone back into his blazer pocket. His eyes never left the judge. Judge Monroe's smirk widened, mistaking the calm for submission. "Calling your ride home?" he jeered. "Might want to tell them you won't be long. This isn't your place." Marcus didn't speak. Instead, he walked confidently toward the front, slipping into the designated student representative seat, the one clearly marked with a placard that read, "Marcus Washington, Student Board Liaison." The judge's brow furrowed. The audience's whispers grew. The courtroom doors creaked open again. In stepped a tall black woman in a crisp judicial robe, the seal of the state court embroidered on her chest, a nameplate gleaming, Chief Justice Karen Washington. She scanned the room, her gaze settling on Marcus, her son. The air turned electric. The room fell into stunned silence as Chief Justice Karen Washington crossed the floor with quiet authority. Her heels clicked once, twice, and every stare followed. Judge Monroe's face drained of color. His hand froze mid-page as the realization dawned. Karen's eyes met Marcus's first. A small nod. Composure intact. Then her gaze shifted to Monroe, sharp, unreadable. "Good morning, Harold," she said smoothly, her voice carrying the weight of every courtroom she'd ever commanded. "I hope my son's presence isn't inconvenient." The judge's jaw tensed. Around them, the whispers swirled like wildfire. "That's his mom," someone breathed. "Chief Justice," another whispered, eyes wide. Marcus straightened his blazer. Calm. Silent. The same young man they laughed at, suddenly, no one dared meet his eyes. The power in the room had shifted, completely. Judge Monroe cleared his throat, fumbling with his papers like they might shield him from the embarrassment tightening around his neck. "I wasn't aware your son would be participating today," he muttered stiffly. Karen's gaze stayed steady, unreadable. "Marcus was invited by the superintendent," she replied. "Top of his class. Elected by his peers. He's here to observe, and remind this room what real representation looks like." The audience remained frozen, eyes darting between mother and son, between power and prejudice. Judge Monroe forced a smile that never reached his eyes. "Well," he stammered, "let's proceed, then." Marcus quietly opened his folder, sliding prepared notes onto the table, the same table he wasn't supposed to sit at minutes ago. This time, no one laughed. No one questioned his presence. Because the lesson had already landed, with authority. The hearing continued, but the weight in the room never quite lifted. Judge Monroe stumbled through the opening remarks, his usual swagger deflated beneath the quiet gaze of Chief Justice Washington and the silent presence of her son. Marcus sat poised, jotting notes, never raising his voice, never needing to. Every time Monroe glanced his way, the same thought clung to him. The boy I tried to humiliate, owns this moment. As the meeting adjourned, Marcus packed his folder, stood, and adjusted his blazer. He walked past Monroe without a glance, but his words lingered. "Respect isn't given by age or title, sir. It's earned." Karen followed, her presence steady as stone. And behind them, the courthouse buzzed, not with laughter this time, but with quiet, undeniable respect. Marcus's story proves that dignity doesn't depend on age or uniform, it depends on presence, preparation, and quiet confidence. Prejudice underestimates, but the truth always stands tall. Have you ever been underestimated because of how you look? Share your story below. If this story moved you, subscribe, like, and help us amplify real voices like Marcus's that challenge outdated bias every day.